I'm going to be tying the famous Sunray shadow. Originally, the fly was designed and tied by Ray Brooks. It's been very successful all around the world, but in Norway especially. If you're ever going to Norway and fish like the Gaula or the Alta, this is the top fly, or one of the flies you shouldn't leave without. Very simple fly to tie. I've got it on an 1.25" tube here, and the wing in this fly is 4 inches, which is a kind of just above average, around about 3 to 4 inch, and you could bigger if you want. Wing length depends on the time of year you go. Anyway, this is the tube I'm using. It's a heavy, dense tube. I've already put the sleeve on, which will hold the treble straight. Now I use an HMH tube fly holder. Very simple tool. All I do is push this through and then bind it down. Tighten up with this screw here. That's it, nice and tight. You can do that with this tube. If the being quite a thick plastic, I can get away with that. But if it's a wee bit, the hole is a bit bigger on the inside, you're best to use like the piece of wire that slips through, which will steady it up and just push it in. That gives you the strength. But in this tubing, you don't need that. It doesn't fit anyway, but you don't need it. I'm using a 6/0 uni thread to tie the fly, and all I do is put down a good layer of thread just at the head, trim away the waste. Now what I'll do is I'll come in a bit closer, and you can see the way I apply the head of materials to the head. Now the first thing to go on, now I've seen a few things, but the one originally I put on was a white bucktail. I'm not sure what Ray originally used, but anyway, all I do is take some off, line up the tips, just do it by hand. You can start them if you want. This helps to lift the wing, especially it keeps it away from the treble. Variations of the fly, you can have this in all the colours, oranges, yellows, whatever. The length should be to the end of the sleeve, that point there. All I do is lay on top, put a couple of turns to hold it first, and then spread the fibres, just pressing with your nail, so it goes slightly around the tube a wee bit. And then once you've got it where you want it, tighten up. Really tight. Trim away your waste all the way around. And then run your thread down to the end of the tube and come back up. It'll last longer if you do that, much longer. Now I'm going to construct the wing using, this is Silver Fox, the tail, which is a great length. It's probably around about 3 to 4 inches in length, well, the best anyway. But around about 2.5 to 3 inches ideal for the part of the wing. And what I'd like to do is get a fine comb and brush out the tangled fur at the bottom, spreading the fibre so that it sits better. Let's use a small comb or a small brush. Get the length you would like. In this case, round about just under 3 inches or so. Again, 2 or 3 turns to hold. And like what I did with the bucktail, spread the fibre. Just flatten it with your nail. Secure it in with 3 or 4 turns, and then take away the excess. And again, tidy up. It's important that you do this. Much better to tie one here to a flat surface than ones with lumps and bumps. Now, for the longer part of the wing, I'm going to use dye black goat. If you're looking for good stuff, always Chinese goat's the best if you can get hold of it. Again, take away the under fluff at the bottom. Still the tangled fluff at the. It's just going to cause you problems when you're tying it in. Now, there's your natural taper. It's got a taper in the fibre. And what I'll do is tie it in, then I'll pan out slightly so you can see the length. But tying it in, I'm looking for around about 4 inches or so. Goat's a very hard hair, and basically make sure you do tie it down nice and tight. Just get your nail on top, bring it up, making sure that the goat stays on top and not comes down the side. Lift the ends, trim away. Need a good sharp pair of scissors for doing that. Then what I like to do is get some super glue, and at the ends just dab it on, and then get your thread over, tie it down. Stops it pulling out, which your fly lasts much longer. Goat's a very hard hair, so it doesn't compress the same as, say, like bucktail, which is hollow. It gives it a lot more grip. At this point what I like to do is just brush these fibres together, get them up together. Basically what you're doing is you're tapering out. Tapering out gives you a teardrop shape, a lot more movement in your fly. Then about 3 peacock herring fibres, just tear them off, one with the same length. Try and not get them at the broken ends, really check, see the better ones here. That's better. These are okay. Get the length. Now the length is round about, it's like the full length of the wing, 3/4 of the length of the wing. So you're round about here. That's just all I do is run my nail underneath slightly, puts a curve in, allows it to settle into the shape of the wing, and all you have to do, tie it down. What I like to do is go down 2 or 3 turns, come back up, fold it back. So it's tucked back, it's got to break off. Fly will last much longer if you do that. And then it's a matter of then tidying up. Just take your time. Place the turns of thread so you get them nice and tight. Then go straight in and whip finish. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's plenty. Trim away the waste. Now to varnish it, what I like to do is, my first coat I like is super glue. Dries extremely quick and very, very hard. Within like minutes, 2 or 3 minutes, you could actually varnish over the top of it. I usually do about, say, 2 to 3 coats of varnish on top. A nice bright head. Basically that there's your Sunray, and if I pan out, you'll see the length, and you'll see the taper in the fly, which gives it its movement. And there you are, and that there is a Sunray shadow.